This meeting of the Littleton Licensing Authority will come to order. Will the city clerk please call the roll?
Authority Member Bradish.
Here.
Authority Member Cole.
Here.
Authority Member Odell. Authority Member Mather.
Here.
Authority Member Levere.
Here.
Authority Member Peterson.
Here.
We do have a quorum. We'll proceed with the next item of business, which is the approval of the agenda. Have I a motion to approve?
I'll move that we approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed? Item 4, approval of minutes from our previous meeting. Everyone's had a chance, I assume, to look over the minutes. And do we have any comments or corrections, questions? I move we approve the minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. No opposed? Next item of business is item 10A. Walmart Stores Incorporated doing business as Walmart Market, number 3125, 3615 West Bowles Avenue. City Attorney, have anything to say on this matter?
I do. Good evening.
Good evening.
I would ask that the board accept Exhibits A, Authority Communication, Exhibit B, LPD Report, and Exhibit C, the proposed stipulation agreement and order. The proposed stipulation agreement and order basically sets forth a stipulation on the facts that on the date and time in the report, the licensee sold a 6-pack of Bud Light Platinum bottles to a 16-year-old female and an 18-year-old male. Neither underage minor was asked to produce identification. These facts, as summarized, would constitute a violation of Littleton Municipal Code 64102A and Colorado Revised Statutes 1247-9011. In reviewing this and the fact that Walmart has not had any priors, the city and Walmart have agreed to a 10-day suspension of the liquor license with 5 days of actual suspension and 5 days held in abeyance for 1 year on the date of the final order. The requirement is no further violations during that time. The 5 days of actual suspension, the city is recommending that the licensee be allowed to pay a fine in lieu of the actual suspension since this is a first-time offense. I've set out in the stipulation the recommendation for how that fine is paid. I would ask that the board set forth the dates in which that suspension should be paid. We believe that this is a fair agreement for both parties, and we'd ask the board to accept it.
We have some exhibits.
I'll move that we enter Exhibits A through C.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Discussion from the authority on the stipulation.
It looks good to me. I mean, I don't have any issues with it. I'm going to vote to accept it.
I don't have any problems with the stipulation. I would like to know what Walmart has done, what kind of action they've taken so that this doesn't happen in the future.
That's exactly the point I wanted to make. The stipulation looks reasonable, but I have a concern. Are you here to speak for Walmart, sir?
Yes, sir.
Would you identify yourself, please?
My name is Albert Paddock. I'm the store manager for store 3125.
We're not doing the swearing yet, I take it? All right. You may proceed.
Okay. In lieu of the recent activities, we've redropped all of the training for each cashier. The training consists of a computer-based learning module. Basically, they go through, it teaches them who to card, why to card them. So anybody under the age of 40 or who appears to be under the age of 40, they'll be carding. There's cashier meetings that are held every 2 weeks for the associates, and they're documented. They're also asked to read the policy in which it says they have to card anybody under the age of 40, and they're asked to sign this policy. The person who was actually found to sell this liquor to the person who was under the age of 21 was let go from the company due to a breach of the policy and a violation. Each cashier who's brought on is very aware of, the amount of training that we're going to put forth in this. But we assure that it won't happen again at our store, and we're apologetic that it had occurred in the first place.
So is this more training than you had originally had?
Yes, ma'am, it is. We've done multiple meetings. At first, initially, we didn't hold those meetings. We had adjusted our training regimen in those meetings to include the fact that it's very important to card everybody who appears to be under the age of 40. I've personally asked all my cashiers to just card anybody. It doesn't matter how they look. I've asked that they just card everybody who walks through the line. The policy for Walmart states that they must card everybody who looks under the age of 40, but to assure that it wouldn't occur again, they're required to card everybody at my store. It doesn't matter on your age. So
That's becoming the norm for retail establishments now, just card everybody. I highly recommend that. Were you the manager on June 25th?
I was not there at that time. I did have one of my assistant managers who works there with me, who was on the clock at that time. He was not on the front end. I do have customer service supervisors at all times. It's more or less just a judgment call that the cashier had made.
How long have you been manager at this store?
At this location, I've been the store manager for 8 months. When it had occurred, I had just been in position probably a little short of a month or so. So, like I said, we took every precaution. It was very frustrating on my side of the business. It's embarrassing for our store. So, more or less, we're taking every precaution that we can to prevent it from occurring again.
Okay, good.
The stipulation itself leaves blank the days on which the fine would be assessed. Do you have a request?
I was advised basically they'd be looking at my highest days of sales for that fine, and any fine would be accepted over a suspension.
What day of the week did this occur?
I'd have to refer back to papers.
And then I'll need to get out my iPhone to check and see.
It should be on the police report.
Confirmation.
It was, that occurred on a Thursday. Thank you.
Thursday through Monday?
No, I'm sorry, Bill, it was a Tuesday.
It was on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So it'd be Tuesday through Saturday.
I think that sounds reasonable.
I don't think in a grocery store it really makes that much difference what days we pick. It's not like a bar with Friday night specials and things. I'd be willing to go with any 5 days that are acceptable to you.
Okay.
And the reason we want the days is because those are the days that we need to see your volume numbers in order to calculate the fine.
And I can make that information available. I believe the hearing's on October 9th, is that correct, where that would be shown, or is this finishing it today?
I like the idea of Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, were you, it sounds like maybe you're not sure of the process. Were you
Yeah.
asking about, okay, so if we were to vote tonight to accept the stipulation, the clerk would follow up with you after the dates on which we set the fine in lieu and ask for the receipts, and then the fine would be assessed at that point. So if we vote in favor of the stipulation, this is the last time you'll be here in front of us. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Thank you for clarifying.
Sure.
And then, do you need 30 days out?
Yeah, so we're looking at the week of either October 14th or October 21st.
And I'm fine with October 14th week. 15th through the 19th is what it would be.
And I would be presenting you guys with my numbers, well, basically sales on the alcohol for those days, correct?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, the clerk's office, yep.
Okay.
All right, I agree with October 15th through the 19th. I don't think we have to vote on that. If someone has an objection to that, we can note it. But it's acceptable to you, and apparently it's acceptable to us, so we'll make a judgment on the stipulation, including that date.
Okay.
I thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you for increasing your training so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, like I said, we're kind of disappointed. We strive for a better standard at our store, so we're close to Skate City and all that, and we want to make
That's
sure that
true.
we are
It's very true. And
Well,
a junior,
serving the community the
junior
correct
high.
way. Yeah.
You got to know the police are out there.
What was that?
Then you got to know the police are out there looking for you, so.
Hey, that's okay. It keeps us on our toes, and that's okay with me.
Always keep in mind that second violations are much less fun.
Yes, sir.
If this was fun, I don't know, but
No, I don't think it was. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
I'm going to make a motion that we accept the stipulation, which is labeled Exhibit C, with the addition of the dates October 15th, 2013 through October 19th, 2013 as the period for the proposed suspension for purposes of calculating the fine in lieu of suspension.
I'll second that.
Will the city clerk please poll the authority?
Authority Member Bradish?
Yes.
Authority Member Cole?
Yes.
Authority Member Mather?
Yes.
Authority Member Lavier?
yes.
Authority Member Peterson?
Yes.
Motion is carried. There are no other items indicated on the agenda that we would deal with tonight. Does the city have any items you'd like to discuss, City Attorney?
I just wanted to update the authority, since I sent you the latest ordinance several weeks ago for the licensing of retail marijuana establishments. That was brought before the council on first reading. At that time, they directed staff to revise the ordinance to prohibit retail establishments. So that ordinance will be going before council on Tuesday for first reading, and then they will be taking a public hearing on October 1st and voting then. So I'll keep you posted.
Did you say they voted to prohibit?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
So council will vote on the ordinance, and that'll be the end of it.
Yes,
It
if they vote
passes.
to approve it, they could still decide to go a different direction too. So
Thank you.
Is there anything else? City Prosecutor, do you have anything?
No, I don't.
Staff?
No? Anybody?
Authority members?
Are you guys looking for some more work?
Well, gosh, I guess there being no further business to come before the authority, I will adjourn the meeting.